We're happy to welcome you to Nova Molecular in Sumter, South Carolina. Here at Nova, safety is at the heart of everything we do. We value our employees, vendors, customers, contractors, and visitors alike, and therefore are committed to your safety while visiting our facilities. During your visit, we expect you to perform with the same high level of concern for safety, health, security, and environmental protection as our employees do, complying with all applicable regulations and EHS standards employed across our facilities. It's important that everyone has the knowledge to make the right decisions to stay safe. So please pay close attention to this message that outlines the rules and expected behaviors for all visitors while visiting our facilities. So, let's get this kicked off with a few simple rules and guidelines. Always check in and out of our facilities, no exceptions. This fulfills several requirements needed to better protect our facilities, our employees, and you. What requirements? I'm glad you asked. Number 1, registration will tell us who you are and the company you represent. Number 2, it captures who you are planning to visit, so proper notification and confirmation can be arranged with your Nova host. And number 3, in the event of an emergency, it ensures we have up-to-date information on who is where, so all visitors are accounted for. Upon your arrival, you will be greeted by a Nova representative that will instruct you to complete your visitor registration at one of our visitor check-in kiosks. Once completed, you will be issued a visitor ID badge, which must always remain visible during your visit and returned when signing out for your departure. Please wait for your Nova host to arrive prior to proceeding with your visit. As a visitor to Nova, you will be required to always remain with your Nova host, as they are responsible for your safety and well-being during your visit. Normal visitor parking is shared with our designated employee parking areas. Personal vehicles are not allowed inside the fenced area of our facilities without prior authorization. To protect the intellectual property of Nova and the privacy of our employees, photographs and videos can only be taken when written permission has been granted by Nova's VP of Operations. Do not enter our facilities under the influence or in possession of alcohol or drugs that can interfere with your capabilities. Nova facilities are tobacco-free environments. Tobacco of any kind is prohibited, including vape pens and tobacco dip. We ask that you please leave all tobacco material in your personal vehicle. No forms of harassment, aggressive behavior, or violent activity will be tolerated. Guns, explosives, and any other weapons are strictly prohibited on Nova Molecular property. When moving around the facilities, it's critical that you remain with your host and stay within designated walkways. Entrance to the production and storage areas is not permitted without being accompanied by your Nova host and approval granted by the VP of Operations. Always be aware of the precautions and pay attention to the safety signs and symbols that you see. Pay attention to cranes, forklifts, tractor trailers, and other vehicles that may be on the move during your visit. Never walk or stand under a moving load. Do not touch any chemicals, materials, machinery parts, or products. Do not watch welding and gas or plasma cutting without shaded safety glasses or a welding mask. This can harm your eyes. During your visit, you may enter work areas that require specific personal protective equipment to help keep you safe. Our personal protective equipment policy defines the operational areas that require the use of safety toe shoes, safety eyewear, safety hard hats, and other safety equipment and clothing. Your Nova host will communicate personal protection requirements as they apply to the facility and areas in which you plan to visit. You must comply with our PPE requirements in all designated areas of the facility. Minimum required PPE in non-operating areas of our facility include hard hats, safety glasses, closed-toed shoes, pants, and shirts with sleeves. In addition, required in all operating areas of the facility, you must have steel-toe shoes and flame-retardant clothing, FRCs. Each Nova facility has a detailed emergency action plan that addresses fires, explosions, weather, spills, and releases. Facility-specific emergency information will be provided to you by your Nova host. In case of emergency, you will be notified either by facility personnel or by an audible and visible alarm. Follow the instructions provided by your Nova hosts and use emergency exits to move safely to the evacuation assembly point. Right to know. Everyone must be aware of chemical and other potential hazards at the facility, and this includes you. Your Nova host will provide information you may need to protect yourself against such hazards. This will include safety data sheets and personal protective equipment requirements. Incident investigation is a vital part of Nova's safety efforts and the prevention of future incidents. Nova's incident investigations are used to obtain information about the conditions, practices, and other factors that contributed to the incident, so proper corrective action can be taken to prevent recurrence. While visiting our Nova facility, you are required to immediately report to your Nova host any incidents and/or near misses that resulted in or could have resulted in injury, property damage, fire, or other business interruption. All incidents will be properly investigated and documented. In the event you discover a hazardous condition such as a fire or release, immediately notify your Nova host. Do not be a hero. Under no circumstances should you, the visitor, put yourself at risk. Our trained personnel will respond accordingly. Here at Nova, we encourage everyone to take personal responsibility and to demonstrate safety leadership, and that includes you. It's always helpful to have a fresh set of eyes. Please look for anything you think may be unsafe, needs improvement, or requires our attention. We strive to promote an EHS culture where expectations are clear, people are trained, stop work authority is exercised, open reporting is encouraged, interventions are welcome, and consequences are understood. During your visit, if you observe any behaviors or conditions that you feel could place yourself, a Nova employee, property, or the environment in danger, please notify your host immediately. If you see a Nova employee working safely and would like to recognize them, please work with your Nova hosts to complete a stop observation card. No matter who you are or why you're here, your input is valuable to Nova. We wish you an enjoyable and safe visit with us.